trigger warning, trigger warning. This movie does include conversation about sexual assault. So trigger warning, if you don't want to hear about it, please skip this episode. So this is the old man. He coming out the house. He ain't old really in this one. He might be in his like 30s, 40s. You know, you can't really tell about white people age.
I was going to say, that man looked like he was like about 45.
Maybe 45. I mean, but you never know.
He could have been
26.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Run Bit Podcast, where I review scary movies. I'm your host, Bree, and today we're going to be reviewing Barbarian. Let me give you a quick synopsis of the movie. I just found this with a Google search. So it says, a young woman discovers the rental home she booked is already occupied by a stranger. Against her better judgment, she decides to spend the night, but soon discovers there's a lot more to fear than just an unexpected house guest. So I have a guest here with me today. Some of y'all know her as EO Destiny. I know her as the wife. So welcome, the wife.
Hi. I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous.
Why are you nervous? So we literally sitting in the kitchen.
I know. We're sitting in our little tiny house, but
yeah. Destiny's here. She's going to be reviewing the Barbarian movie with me today. So this was the second time watching this movie for both of us. Mm-hmm. So how'd you feel about it?
First of all, this movie was mad good. Like, I really enjoyed this movie. We watched it. Where did we watch it?
We watched it in the theater. When it came out.
And I was shocked because I felt like I didn't think it was gonna be what it was.
That's what I liked about it, because the trailer gave like no kind of hint.
Yeah, I like that. I think it makes me not want to watch like trailers anymore, because I'm like, dang, like I like that surprise, you know. Yeah. And also, like, in the movie, there's a lot of like, oh shit, like I didn't think that was gonna happen. So the movie was good. I was also scared the second time watching it, even though I knew what was coming. So. Right.
You jumped the first time watching it and this time watching it. And I'm sitting there like, now you know that's coming up.
Yeah.
But I guess you forgot, because it's been a while since you watched it.
It was to the point where I had to like take out my phone, because I was like, no, my heart rate is going up.
Right. Getting all anxious and shit.
Yes.
But anyway, so I think that the second time for me watching it, I liked it just as much too the second time, even though I knew what was going to happen. I didn't really jump at the scenes
don't ever
like you
jump.
did. Yeah, it take a lot for
You're
me to jump
scare. You're like a psycho. You literally just be at scary movies. Just
all right.
Your heart rate don't go up. You just sit there. Like, it's concerning.
It go up a little bit, but I don't have the jumps that most people get. But yeah, so let's get into the cast of the movie. So first of all, I'm gonna give you the release date. The release date of this movie was September 9th, 2022, which I think we probably saw it that weekend when it came out. The cast stars Bill Skarsgård as Keith, and Bill Skarsgård, you know him from the movie It. So he plays the clown.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that.
Yeah, he plays Pennywise.
That's why he's creepy. He has a creepy look. Like, first of all, he's tall as hell. Yeah. Like, when he was standing next to the door, I was like, that's a big fella.
It like his head's about to hit that shit.
Yeah. That's why he's creepy. Okay.
He's a clown. He do that creepy smile and like the cockeyed look when he get on.
I can tell the eyeballs.
Mm-hmm. So that's him. And then Georgina Campbell plays Tess, who's the lady that goes to the Airbnb. Georgina, I did read that she was in the Spanish Bird Box. So y'all remember Bird Box on Netflix with Sandra Bullock? It says that she was in the Spanish Bird Box.
What does that mean?
Asiagas.
I don't know, girl.
I don't know how to say it, but I mean, I'm interested in watching that to see.
So it's a whole different movie?
Yeah, it's like the Spanish Bird Box. I think it's just like people that speak Spanish.
Yeah. We should watch it and like obviously dub it.
Yeah, we should watch it and see.
That's cool.
So she's in that, and then we have Justin Long, who plays AJ. Justin Long has like kind of a long list of stuff that he's been in. He's been in Jeepers Creepers, Drag Me to Hell.
We saw that?
Drag Me to Hell? I think so. Accepted, which is like an old movie. And he was the voice of Alvin in Alvin and Chipmunks.
I didn't see none of the movies.
Oh, okay. And the show New Girl, you never watched that, but I will always watch that. It's on Netflix.
No, I don't watch it.
Okay. Well, he plays in all that, but he's always like the nice guy or the like innocent guy, which you're going to see he play a different role in this movie.
Right. I don't like him in this movie. movie.
Yeah. Okay, and then so we have Richard Brake as Frank in this movie. That's
Frank?
He's the old guy.
Oh.
That's like downstairs in the basement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the old guy. And then we have James Butler as Andre. Andre is the crazy and the homeless guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's my favorite character.
Yes. And
He's
then
my favorite.
I know if you haven't seen this movie, obviously there's gonna be spoilers in the movie. But the first early fun fact I have for you in this movie. The mother, that's what they call the thing that's downstairs. The mother is actually played by a guy. And his name is Matthew Patrick Davis.
I thought that thing was fake.
No, it's like a real person with like the makeup and stuff.
Obviously, they had to make it. It's some type of AI because that thing is like.
No, he's 6'8" in real life.
I was like, that thing is almost 7 feet tall.
Yep, he's 6'8", and he's the one that he plays her.
I mean, what other role can you get as somebody who's that tall?
Now you got to play a monster.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's him. That he's that tall?
That character is disgusting.
Oh, I mean, yeah. We don't get into it. I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, it is disgusting. I call her the big bitch. I didn't even know she had a name. I'm like, that's the big bitch that's downstairs. But if you look online, it says the mother. Like, they call her the mother.
Yeah. So
this movie was written and directed by Zach Krager. I believe this was like one of his first big films. So, all right. So I think that we're good to jump into the breakdown if you're ready.
Yes.
You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. So this movie opens up with, of course, a dark, stormy night.
Always.
We just see them, like the camera's just on a house. And then we see a Jeep Cherokee pull up and it's Tess. So that's
specific. You was taking your notes.
I was taking my notes.
Was it blue? It was a blue car.
It looked black in that scene because it was dark, but it was blue.
Oh, okay.
It was like a dark blue.
Look at me.
So that's Tess. Tess is the lady that's pulling up to the house. Mm-hmm. She's trying to check into an Airbnb. So she just like, confirming her number. Like, okay, let me get the code because it's raining. Mm-hmm. She's trying to run up to the thing. So she gets up there and she enters. Yeah, because she was like 8831 putting in the code. And then she was like, oh, fuck, look at it again. 8331.
It's typical Destiny.
Yeah, sound like Destiny. But then she opened it and she see the key is missing. Mm-hmm. So she tried to call the people that gave, like, the host or whatever they call, and they're not answering the phone. So she looking at the like street and she like, damn, it's dark as fuck. It's only literally one street light.
The one in front of the house.
I was like, and it's in front of that house. So she can't see the other houses. And she see that there's houses there, but she can't see what they look like. It's
just like driving up to that road, to that house.
Right.
That's mad suspicious. See? Nobody has their light on. Like, red flag.
That would have been red flag number 1. So she go back to the car and she's sitting there because she's still trying to call them, see what's up. But while she in the car, she see the lights in the house come on. Mm-hmm. And she like, oh, hell no. So she go back up, ringing the doorbell. And then a man answer, he like, what the fuck? Who are you? Mm-hmm. What you doing?
That's the it man.
That's Bill Skarsgård. Mm-hmm. So we found out his name is Keith later. But he answered the door like, who are you? Like, what are you doing here? And she like, hello, I booked this Airbnb. What are you doing here?
Right.
So they go back and forth trying to figure out. And he finally like invite her in. Mm-hmm. And what she do? Go in the house.
Right.
Number 1. And so as soon as she go in the house, she passing the threshold, we see the title of the movie come up, Barbarian.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
But you missed the part.
What part I missed?
Because he is like, I booked this too. But yeah, so he booked it through like HomeAway and she booked it through Airbnb.
Yeah.
So it was like a mess up on the
It was on their part. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he checked her reservation first while they were still outside and confirmed like, yeah, you at the right house. And then he was like, let's come inside and let's figure this out.
She dumb.
Yeah.
I would never, like, first of all, no.
She was a little hesitant.
She dumb. The movie would have ended right there because that's the movie. Like, I'm driving away. Like, some man is going to say, oh, you could come. No. Mm-hmm. No.
Nah, and he was shady, too, because he was just like,
creepy.
He was barely opening the door, which I guess.
I don't blame him either.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got to try to see it from his side. It would be a little creepy, too, like, somebody wake you up in the middle of the night.
Knowing where you at.
Yeah.
Because he clearly knew, like, what the situation... Like, he knew the block was, like...
Yeah, because I think destroyed. He got there earlier.
Yeah.
But then he was like, oh, you sure this is the right address? And she was like, yeah, she said the address, 476 or 467, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, I don't... He didn't even really know the address. She was like, so how you don't know the address if you booked it?
Yeah.
He was like, because I'm here for one night. Like, I don't know the fucking address. So anyway, she gets inside. So she asked to see his reservation finally when she inside, because she like, you saw mine, you confirmed it. So now I need to see yours. But he said he got to get his phone shady again. So he like, oh, I got to get my phone now. I'll figure it out. And then she goes to the bathroom. While she in the bathroom, this is the part that you said was gross.
What? Oh,
she was in the bathroom. And she could see his toothbrush is in there charging, all his stuff is out, but his toothbrush is charging on the floor.
On the floor with no cap on it. Do they not watch TikTok? Like, when you flush the toilet, all the bacteria flies like freaking 20 feet into the air. So this man got his toothbrush open right by the toilet on the floor.
Maybe he thought it was safe because the shit go in the air.
Shitty mouth. It come down. That's mad nasty. I saw that. I said, and she was just like, oh. Yeah,
she didn't even think much of it.
Nasty.
Nah, so she finally come back out. He showed her reservation. She said, look good. They compare the phone numbers, make sure it's good. They got all the same stuff. So she said she'll just find somewhere to go, but he convincing her to stay inside. Like, he really pushing her. Yeah, he like, nah, like, you should just stay here because it's dark out there. It's raining. Where you gonna go? And she like, I mean, I'm gonna call around some hotels. He's like, well, you can call around in here. Like, just stay in here. It's kind of pushy.
He's giving off like serial killer. Like, he want her to stay there so he could kill her or something. Yeah. Like, it just came off very suspicious. I did not trust him as soon as she got there. I was like, nah, he weird. He the killer.
Yeah. And so she finally sit down, and then he finally introduced himself like, oh, by the way, I'm Keith. He gave her the Wi-Fi password and offered her tea. So first of all, he offers her tea. She like, nah, I'm good. And then he said, okay, because, you know, I'm about to make some tea for me. I can just make some tea for you too. And she said, no, I'm good. And he's like, all right, well, I'm going to make us some tea. Like, so he still made both of them tea. Yeah, and she didn't even want it. This is funny because it reminds me, like, in the Army, we have this tea video that they use as like a consent video.
Oh, a lot of companies use that.
Yeah, so it's like,
oh, maybe that was intentional.
I think it was, because I feel like people know about the tea video.
Yeah.
So it's like, basically, if you offer somebody tea and they don't want the tea, you're not going to pour the tea down their throat. So it's basically trying to say consent. Like, when you're with somebody, if they say yes initially, but then when you go to get them a cup of tea and they say no, you're not going to just give them the tea.
Yeah. So that's good. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Like, I know that comparison, but I didn't think of it in the movie context.
Yeah.
Wow, look at you.
I thought that when I was watching, I was like, oh, he offered her tea.
That's
and still
cute.
offered her tea.
I mean, it's not cute, but it's like smart, like movie.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, go.
It was smart for them.
Anyway, he's creepy. She don't want the tea. And then she looked at the tea that he put there and she said,
Right. So she just sitting there, she's still calling around, and she just letting the tea sit on the counter. She's not going to touch it, which is smart for her because she don't know this man. She
dumb to be there, but smart enough not to drink the tea.
Right. So she calling around, and all the hotels are basically saying they're full. And then he comes around like, oh, you know what? I forgot. There's a convention in town. So all the hotels are booked. You're probably not going to get anything. And she like, now why you didn't tell me? Like, you know, I know she thinking like, why the fuck you didn't tell me this earlier? So he offers her to stay there. And he said, you know, you can have a bedroom. It has a lock on the door. I'll sleep on the couch if you want to. And she like, nah, I'll sleep on the couch. I don't want to put you out. And he's like, you know, whatever. I was raised right. I'm not going to let a young woman sleep on the couch while I'm in the bedroom. Either way, bro, it don't matter. Like, it don't matter if you saying that you was raised right, all that. You still a creepy ass man.
Right.
I'm a woman here by myself.
Yeah.
You tall as big as fuck. So, I mean, she has some hesitancy, but she really didn't have nowhere to go. Because he was like, well, you going to sleep in the car? On this dark ass street? He said, have you seen this neighborhood? That's what he said.
Oh, yeah. So that's what lets us know that now we know that he knows what the neighborhood looks like.
Yeah.
So my question was like, why are you even, if you know how creepy this is, like, why are you there?
I'm thinking like they probably saw the house on Airbnb, but not the neighborhood.
No, of course. But it is there. He knows what the neighborhood looks like. So if I knew
there was no more rooms. Wow. The convention's in town, and all the Airbnbs probably booked too.
I guess.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'd rather sleep in my car somewhere else than sleep in that creepy ass neighborhood.
Yeah. So he goes outside to get her stuff out the car basically. And she just sits there again. The tea is just sitting on the counter. But she goes into the room and she sees that his wallet is there. So she looks at his license. She can see that he's right. His name is Keith. But she takes a picture of his license just safekeeping, right?
We don't really do nothing else with that.
Not with his license.
Yeah.
So then she go to take a shower. When she get out the shower, this man is sitting at the table with a bottle of wine.
Creepy lighting and everything.
He's just sitting there staring. She come around the corner, boom.
She's like, oh, shit.
Right. He's sitting there with, like, the wine is unopened. Like, he said that the wine was there when he got there, that the host must have left it for them. So it's unopened. But he started rambling. He's like, hey, yeah, so I thought you might have want some wine when you got the shower. So, but I got this bottle. I didn't open it because I thought if you didn't see me open it, you wouldn't want any. So, yeah, I got some wine. She's like, no, I'm good. Like,
right.
Bro, stop trying to make me drink shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's like because he was like, oh, I noticed that you didn't drink the tea.
Yes.
And like, I don't blame you because I'm a creepy man that you don't know.
Exactly. You told on yourself.
But then now he looks even more creepy.
Yeah.
It's like he's sitting there like mad, upright, got
two wine glasses there ready. Yeah. But the wine bottle's unopened. So she like, nah, I'm good. But he said, okay. And he's like, well, I'm going to drink some wine if that's cool. So he opened it. He poured himself a glass of wine.
He said you have an hour and a half left.
Yes, so you got an hour. First of all, so we skipped the part where
the laundry.
Yeah, she said that she'll sleep in a bedroom, but she need clean sheets. So they put the sheets in the wash. Now this before she even go take a shower. So put the sheets in the wash, and then she get out the shower, see him at the table. So he at the table like, oh yeah, I think you still got like an hour and a half left on your laundry.
We were both like, how long does the laundry was already going? So the fact that it's another hour and a half, but then we realized that they had washed the
duvet cover, and the sheets.
So I guess, but like, it should not take that long. For us, because we be throwing everything together.
I mean, yeah, but also she should have just slept on them damn sheets. Like the man they booked it for the same night, so he just got there. It ain't like he been there for a couple days. He was asleep when you woke him up, and they ain't even been slobbing on the sheets.
I don't care. I don't blame her for washing the sheets.
For she saying she want clean sheets.
Yes,
I'd be on high alert anyway. I wouldn't even be worried about smelling no downy on my sheets.
That's
I just
true.
like I'm finna sleep with one eye open anyway. I might not even sleep.
Well, she ain't sleeping with one eye. She was knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, she was. All right. So back, they sitting at the table. So then they just start, conversing. He's like, "Why are you here?" She said, "I'm here for a job interview." And she mentioned that they in Detroit. So now we know that wherever they at in this neighborhood, they are in Detroit, Michigan. So they keep talking. And she's interviewing for some like documentary. She's trying to get a role on the documentary. And he mentions that he's the founder of Lion Tamer, but I don't know I couldn't really follow a conversation on what even the second time watching it.
I don't know. Maybe it's some movie company.
Yeah, I think it's got something to do with other type of, probably documentary type stuff. But he said he's there in the area looking for their next place. I'm thinking like their next like building. So anyway.
Or maybe their next place to shoot. I don't know. It was kind of like, we don't really care.
It was kind of vague, that part, but I think it was just trying to show that they were actually having a conversation.
Like, and they were compatible. Like, they were interested in the same
kind of area. That's true.
Which is creepy because when that happened, I was like, dang, did he do research on her? Like, I thought he was like...
more suspicious.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought he was like the Airbnb person, and he was like, oh, like, this is my guest. I'm going to do some research on her to make her feel... like, I felt like it was a setup.
Damn, I didn't even get that. That's good though.
Yeah, like I just felt like he was like trying to like relate to her, because even she was like, what the hell are the odds that you are like in
the
this
same kind of business area?
Yeah, and she mentioned the documentary that the lady worked for or whatever.
Yeah, that nobody had really seen.
And he's seen it. So I was
he knew about it, was telling her details.
Yeah, so I thought he was like setting her up, like he had done his research.
Meanwhile, it was wooing her over. She was like, oh, really?
Yeah, she was being
Nobody's seen that.
Knowing damn well his toothbrush was on the floor. That's nasty.
Bro, you're going back to the toothbrush.
Because how you going to be like flirting with somebody who's toothbrush on the floor? That's nasty.
I'm dead.
Because what if they were going to kiss? I'm going to kiss your mouth, your shitty mouth.
Please.
Oh my God.
So they get deeper in the conversation, and we can see that now they both are drinking wine. So she eventually, I guess, said yes to the wine, but now they're on the couch and they talking.
And they basically killed that bottle.
Yeah. So they both drinking this wine now, and they start talking about like basically the situation, how she got in the house. And Tess like, if I would have checked in first, there's no way I would have let you in.
She's a woman. So she was saying like, if it was me in the house, I wouldn't let a man in. But because you're a man, you have like you're not scared. Like you could go about life, you know.
Yeah. And he was like, you know, I mean, I was freaked out too, but she was like, yeah, but you still let me in because
because you can.
Yeah, he was like, dang, you wouldn't let me in? Do I look like a monster or something? And she was like, I mean, she didn't say no.
She said, I saw it.
Right. She was like, oh, I saw it. That's funny as fuck. Now she was like, nah, that's not my point, but it's just that you a man, and I'm not gonna let a single man to my house.
Yeah.
After you woke me up out my sleep.
Hell no.
Okay, so now it cuts to the point where they put in the sheets. Her sheets finally done. They put in the sheets on the bed, and they just laughing, and you could just feel like this sexual tension between them.
Yeah.
And it's a little awkward, but they don't end up kissing. They just put the sheets on the bed.
Okay, wait. There's a very important part there.
What's the part?
What I said yesterday, because about the scene of him doing the sheets for her.
Mm-mm.
Because, okay, so in this scene, he's like holding the duvet thing, and then she, like in his hands and like all over his body, and then he's like, oh, hand me the sheet. I'm going to show you how to put like the thing in the duvet. Sheet
like basically over his head.
Yeah, so the man, dirty ass, shitty mouth body is all over the blanket. But you had to wash it. Like, for that, you could have been in the bed. Like, the man, and then he jumped on the bed to put it on there. Like, it just, his whole nasty-ass body was on the bed.
You did say that.
Like, what was the purpose of
washing the sheets? What was the
point
point of washing the sheets if he gonna put his body on it anyway?
His dirty-ass, shitty mouth. Like.
See, that's why I said I would have just went to bed. Like, I wouldn't have been waiting around, taking no shower, doing all that when I already think you creepy. Like, I'm just be like, okay, I'm going to bed. I'm locking my door, going in that room. That's it. Probably not going to sleep.
Did she lock the door? She didn't lock the door the first time.
No, that's what we're going to get to because she didn't lock it the first time. And that's when we see that happen. So basically they don't kiss, so he go on the couch to lay down.
It was awkward though.
It was awkward because it was kind of like sexual tension, but also it's too early for y'all to even have sexual tension.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why they didn't kiss.
They stared at each other for mad long, and in my head I'm like, nothing. Is he gonna leave? Like, I thought it was kind of like a tense moment, like an awkward tense moment, because I'm like, okay, is he about to like do something crazy?
Like he about to flip the script.
Yeah.
Kidnap her.
He was going to bang her head against the wall and, like, take her to the basement or some shit. But he ended up leaving, like, 40 seconds into them staring into each other's eyes. It was awkward.
Yeah, it was. So now we see both of them are sleeping, but Tess just, like, wake up, like, out of nowhere. And she see that her door is open.
Hell no.
But Keith is on the couch sleeping. She can see him, like, from the bed with the door open. But he just making sounds on the couch. He just, like...
He's like talking in his sleep and shit.
Yeah, it's like he having a bad dream.
Yeah.
So she get up out the bed and start walking to him like, Keith, like wake up, what the fuck?
But we see the background.
Yes. So she's walking out the room and then she's like, Keith. And so when she walks past her door, we see a door like in the background close.
Yeah, very subtle. Like if you blink, you miss it.
Yeah. Cause it's like it's kind of in the shadows. So we see that door close. And then the camera's back on them. She trying to wake him up. And then he wake up scared as fuck. Like, what the fuck you doing? Like, why you wake me up? She said, you was making sounds. Like, what are you doing? Did you open my door? He said, no, I didn't open your door. Like, I'm fucking knocked out, bitch. And what you mean I was making sounds? Like,
right.
She's like, oh, shit, okay. So she just run back to the room and then she locked the door. And that's the end of that scene. Like, it just go to the next scene. So when they get up the next morning, Keith is already gone and he left a note saying like, hey, leave the key in the box because I'm out, but in case I make it home before you, I don't want to be locked out. She like, all right, cool. She get ready, she leave. This is her going, like when she leave, she can see the houses now because it's daytime.
Yes.
These houses, bro, are abandoned, boarded up,
rundown,
junk cars in the yard in front of. These shits look like trap houses, low-key.
Yeah, like spray painted, set on fire.
That one did look burnt down.
Yeah, like it's just like a whole block of like just
abandoned
trap houses. Yeah. Like it don't even look like people are in them. Like it just looks like the apocalypse ran through and that's it. Yeah,
and it looked like this was the only house that literally ain't touched. Like this is the only house that looked like a house now.
And she looking like, what the hell? This is so weird.
Yeah, but she just go
in
leave.
Her car.
Yeah, leave, go to her interview. So she makes it to the interview. This was the weird part. Remember she was at the interview, like waiting on the interviewer to come, and she looked at the picture of the license she took. That's the only time it came back. She looking at the picture license, like biting her lip, basically.
Ew, like smirking
smiling.
And shit.
I said, now who gets happy over a license picture, bro?
And he looked
he wasn't
creepy
even smiling in the license.
He looked creepy as hell. in person, and even more creepy in the license.
Yes, he wasn't even smiling that shit. And in the picture, like a black and white photo.
That's true, yeah. It just looks, it was just like, ew, bitch. Like, what? Because you had like a good conversation with this man last night. That scene was so irritating. Her little smirk, I just wanted to smack it off her face.
The smirk off your face.
I'm like, girl, you do better.
She looks stupid. So anyway, so an interview will come. They had a little interview, and then it shows them outside, and as she's leaving, the interviewer is like, hey, where are you staying? Mm-hmm. And she says Brightmoor. So that's the neighborhood that they in that's abandoned. And the lady is like, Brightmoor? She said, nah, you shouldn't be there. Why are you in Brightmoor? And she was like, oh, we got this cute little Airbnb. It's fine. I have a roommate, and everything's good. She's like, all right, well, be careful, because basically there ain't no houses in fucking Brightmoor.
And she was like, yeah, it's a little rundown, but it's a nice house. And the lady's like,
she like a little rundown bit.
Right.
She like, I live here, bitch. I know what that neighborhood look like.
Yeah.
She look like trap houses. I don't know why you there.
Yeah.
So anyway, she tell her that, and then we see that we just see Tess driving back to the house. So now Tess is back at the house, and she is walking up, trying to get out the car and walk up the steps. And in the background, we can see a man running towards her from down the street. I'm talking about full speed running towards her.
Yes.
And she kind of turned a little bit because she hears some kind of yelling. She turned a little bit. She said, oh, shit. And she started running upstairs. She's like, what the fuck? This man just yelling, hey, little girl, come here. Come here, little girl. It's like, what the fuck? First of all, she ain't no little girl. She's a grown-ass woman. He's like, hey, come here, little girl. And she like fumbling with the shit. She finally get the key.
She got to do the little code.
She got to do the code on the box. God. She finally get the key out, and she make it inside right before he make it to the door.
Yeah.
And then he said, come out of that.
The boy, he said, come out of that, little girl.
Come out of it, little girl. That shit was funny as fuck, bro.
And then she packing her shit, right?
Yeah, she packing her shit. She calling the police. She like, no, she didn't even pack. She was just like calling the police like, you know, this man was chasing me. And they were like, is the man still there? And she was like, I mean, I don't know. I'm inside the house. She looking out the windows, can't find him. She said, well, if he's not there and you're okay, basically we can't do shit.
Police don't do shit.
Police ain't shit.
They wait until she kidnapped or hurt or something, and then they come.
Right.
Barely.
I would say not even then.
Right.
So basically they tell her, you know, they can't do shit.
Just
so
wait until something happens and then calls back.
Basically. So nothing come out of that. So she go to the bathroom because he scared the piss out of her, literally. So, all right. So she go to the bathroom. And she realized ain't no toilet paper. So now she like, damn. Yeah. So she go look for toilet paper, and it's nowhere upstairs. And then she see the door to where they did the laundry last night. And she opened the door. The laundry is in the basement. So she opened the door, and she can see literally the toilet paper sitting on the wash machine down the basement stairs.
Yeah.
So she's like, all right, cool. She go down there, she grab a roll. She coming back up the steps. Boom, that door is closed behind her, and it's locked. So she can't get out.
I would have been kicking down that door.
Right.
I would have paid the Airbnb cleaning fees because there's no fucking way I'm staying in no basement.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Like at all. And I was like, you could have found something. There's something down there to pry that door open. Oh.
I would break my foot before. Yo.
You won't be able to run if something happened though if you break your foot.
That's true. But basements are scary, bro.
They creepy.
I don't know. I can't. I'm anxious thinking about it.
Yeah. So. Anyway. The door locked behind her, and she like, all right, so she stood on the steps because she can't do shit. So she looked for her phone. She like, oh fuck, she left her phone in the bedroom. She ain't got her phone. Then she like, when Keith, basically when Keith get home, then she think again. She like, fuck, I left the key inside too because that fucking man ran in.
She had the key in her hand.
She had the key. No, the key was on the counter.
No, babe, because she gives it to him through the window.
Oh, she has the key. So her car key's on the table. So basically she down there with nothing.
Yeah.
So she's sitting around, she looking around, she getting bored, and she just looking around for something to break the window or break the door. Yeah. Something like that to get out. Because there's a little window down there in the basement. So she looking around, and then she found this string, like literally coming out the wall. She like, what the fuck? It's a rope, actually. It's thick. Yeah. She found this rope coming out the wall, and she started pulling on it. She like, what the fuck is this? Keep pulling. It's long as hell. A secret door in the fucking basement wall starts to open. I'm talking about like the concrete is cracking open. Opening the door.
I would have been, first of all, I would have been upstairs, so I would have broke the door. But if I did have to stay down there, I am not gonna pull a fucking rope out of a wall.
Nah,
I don't care what. No, I would be sitting on the steps, honestly, because she's wilding.
Or I still be focusing on trying to break that window. Yeah. I mean, low key, I don't know if I break the window because I already know that creepy man was out there chasing me down the street.
That's true.
I probably wouldn't.
You gotta kick the door down.
I don't know what I'd be doing. Yeah, I'd be breaking down the door. But I need to get my phone.
Yeah.
So she pulling this door, the secret door opens, and it's just a dark ass hallway. Like she can't see nothing. So she's standing there looking, you know, the music get tense.
Yes.
She looking down the hall. She said, nope. And then she went to sit back down. I said, that's the smartest shit you done.
Yes.
So far in this movie.
And it ended there because then
that's where the smart shit stopped. So she was like, nah, she sat down and then she just sitting there because she's still waiting on Keith. And she eventually like, man, let me see what's down there, right? I'm thinking she probably did that to like clear her conscience, like be like, all right, ain't shit down there. Like, it's cool. It's just a fucking hallway. So you ain't got to be worried.
Curiosity killed the cat.
So she sets up like a mirror to reflect the light from the basement down this hallway. And she put like a little chair behind to set it up.
That was smart. I wouldn't have even known to do that.
That was smart. I would have been just trying to figure out a way to close that shit back.
Right. That's what she said. When it opened, I was like, oh, hell no. Like, it doesn't even look like you could close it from that side. It has to be closed from the inside.
When it started opening, I would have been like, I would have just stopped pulling the rope. Like, nah, that shit cracking. Just leave it. I would have thought I was breaking something, first of all. So she puts a little light down there, and then she started walking down the hallway. Scared as hell because it's dark. And then when she gets to the end of the hallway, she sees a room like on the left side. She flip on the light. The only thing in this room is a bed.
A bloody bed.
It was like a dirty mattress with no sheets.
Yeah.
Bloody, dirty.
Nasty.
A camera set up pointing at the bed and a bucket like on the floor. And then there was also like a bloody handprint on the wall. So this is what she see at the end of this fucking hallway.
Right. What you think? As soon as I see that, I'm like, oh, hell no.
I'm like, hell no. I'm definitely trying to break the window at that point.
They kidnapping people.
Exactly. They holding people hostage. I would have been like, this nigga Keith done set me up. He trying to keep me down here in this shit. So she run back out, and when she get back into the opening of the basement, she hear Keith knocking on the door trying to get in the house. And then she's like, Keith. She started banging on that window to get his attention. He like, what the hell are you doing in the basement? Like, let me in the house. She said, nah, I got locked out. Gives him the key so he can get in the house. And then he lets her out the basement. She like, we got to go right now. I found this room in the basement. This shit got a bed, a camera, a bucket. And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? A bed, a camera, and a bucket in a room downstairs.
He was like, making it seem like it was not that big of a deal.
Yeah, he's like, what are you talking about? She like, no, we got to go right now. He said, no, I got to go see for myself. She said, no, it's a bloody handprint on the wall. We got to go. He said, listen, I'm sorry if I don't believe you or sound like, I'm dismissing you, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, he's like, you're telling me there's a bed with a camera and a bucket.
Yeah, he's like, how does that sound? Like, I just want to go down there, check it out.
To me, that sounds creepy.
That's enough, bro.
But for him, because I thought he was the killer, I'm like, that must be his setup. That's
his way of getting her to stay to go down there. So he like, I'm just go check it out. And then he said, will you just wait for me? Because if the door closes again and I get stuck, I need somebody to let me out. So she like, all right, bro, but you got 1 minute. First of all, mistake number 2 that she made, because I would have been like, nigga, you need to see it. I just told you, what, you think I'm lying?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, the fact there's even another room down there is creepy, because the basement should just be a basement.
Right.
It's an extra room already. I feel like that was a very like man thing to do. Like,
yeah,
I don't believe you. I gotta see it for myself.
I'm gonna go check things out down there. You stay here,
dumbass.
I would have been in my car and I would have been like, yeah, you could go look, but I'm leaving.
Like, she did say that. She was like, you can go look, but I'm leaving. He's like, no, just wait for me. I still would have left. I'd have been like, yeah, you good. As soon as I didn't cross the door, I would have been out.
It's because she had a crush on him. And
that's what it was. She met him for one
photo.
Night. Rookie mistake. So he go down there to check it out. She like, all right, you see it? Keith, you good? I guess he can't hear it. So she go closer to the basement. She like, Keith, do you see it? He said, yeah. That's all that nigga said. And she like, okay, are you coming back? Nothing. Silence. She like, Keith, stop playing. Are you coming back? Nothing. So she go down there to get closer, and she goes back into the room, and she like, what the fuck this nigga? He's not in the room. He's not in the room with the bloody camera. I mean, with the bloody
we didn't even hear him scream or nothing.
We didn't hear nothing, but he's not in the room. So she like, what the fuck? She freaking out, and then she hits the wall that's next to her. And she like, oh shit, this is another door. First of all, she go back and I think she get her phone again because she had left that shit again. She get the phone, come back with the flashlight.
Yeah.
And she opened the door. This shit look like a dungeon. Like, it's these long ass stairs going down further into underground. So she's like, what the fuck is this? But she can hear him kind of being like, help. Like a little faint help. She's like, fuck. She's like, Keith, get your ass. Like, stop playing with me. Get your ass back up there.
She's screaming his name for the next 10 minutes of the movie.
Bro.
Looking for him.
Exactly.
Walking deeper into hell.
Into hell.
Like, what the hell,
that shit really looked like those stairs were like, it had to be like at least 30 stairs going down.
Like, there's no reason why she even should have went.
No. So she goes down into the basement. I mean, well, past the basement.
She go into hell.
Into underground. And she like, Keith, where are you? She walking through. She gets to a part and it's like a, you know those gate things they close at the mall?
Oh, yeah.
She see that. She move that out the way. She keep walking. She see these big ass dog cages on the right of her. She like, what the fuck is this? Like, he caging niggas up now.
Right.
Here? She passed that.
And
she
she's
keep
like,
walking.
oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna keep going.
She like, Keith, answer me, Keith.
That annoying scary movie cry, call for help.
Yeah. And he still screaming for help, but she don't see him. Then it get quiet again. And this nigga just started crawling towards her on the floor.
Yes,
she said, creepy. What the fuck? Where the hell you at? Why are you down here, Keith? What's going on? We gotta go. He said, no, shh. Somebody else is down here. She said, what you mean somebody else down here? We need to go. Being
mad loud.
Yeah, she said, we need to go. He's like, no. Shh, be quiet. They're down here. We need to go this way. He's trying to get her to go further into the basement. Yeah. She like, nah, the exit is this way. We need to go this way. And so they basically just sitting there arguing. And all of a sudden we hear this, this fucking thing walking up. Grab Keith's fucking head, because he's still down in the crouch position, crawling. Grab his head, start banging that shit against the fucking concrete wall, bro. Banging his... He dead.
Yeah, he's beyond dead. But before that even happened, when he was trying to make her go deeper in, that's when we were like, okay, he's really trying to kidnap her.
Yeah, because he was grabbing her arm. She was like, nah, let me go.
Yeah. I was like, oh, he really the one that has, he been setting her up. And then he's gone. Like...
That shit was like just a watermelon. Like, she
I was just gonna say, like
shit.
a tomato.
Yeah.
And she's just standing there. I would have died from shock.
Yeah, because she froze. Tess froze.
She just froze and stood there watching his brains get plastered on the wall.
Well, her mouth wide open. She wasn't even screaming. Like, the only thing you could hear in this scene is literally his head hitting the fucking wall.
It was so gross.
And the fucking whatever thing was breathing while she hitting.
And that's the moment where the movie is like, oh shit.
Yeah.
What is this movie gonna be about?
Oh, you like this nigga not the kidnapper. Yeah. He just died. He's dead.
And that was a long time into the movie where you're like, oh, he's crazy. Like, he's gonna get her. And then you're like, oh, snap. What the hell is this movie about?
Yeah, it's like something getting
What's gonna happen? Yeah.
And then it goes dark.
Yeah.
So then we get into the scene where we meet AJ. So this is where we meet AJ. So it just showed AJ in like a little drop top car. He driving down the strip with his drop top.
It looked like that thing.
What thing?
That thing when we were younger, and it's just like a winding road with the car.
Oh yeah, and then that fucking face thing pop
up.
But I mean, this movie was kind of like that, basically.
Yeah.
But he driving down the coast, and we can see like he clearly in like California or somewhere because it's nice weather. He got the top down, and he gets a call from his agent or something like that.
Yeah.
And they like, oh, we got so and so on the phone. We need to talk to you. And he like, all right, it's about some new show he about to be in. He's like, what's up? They telling him basically he need to take some time off. He need to stay away from his co-host named Megan. And he's like, what you mean? What's going on? Basically, they had this whole conversation, and then trigger warning. His co-host is accusing him of sexually assaulting her. And he denies it. He's like, no, man, like, she's crazy. Like, he automatically started calling her a bitch. They like, whoa, we would advise against you talking about her like that. You're not
even trying to help your case.
Yeah, you're not even hearing what we're saying. Like, we telling you need to lay low. Also, by the way, our article is coming out tomorrow about the situation. Yeah. So,
like, it's huge. It's a big thing.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Like, they basically like, get your shit in order. So, we see him in the next scene go and talk to his accountant because he has to get all his money in order. Basically, she's suing him, so he needs to figure out what kind of money he got to move around. His accountant said he's going to be broke in 3 months. He got no money. He's not going to have any money coming in now, especially he's going to be dropped from the show. So he said, the only thing that can save you is you have some properties in Michigan that you might be able to squeeze some money out of. So basically, AJ has this idea that he's got to go up to Michigan, to Detroit, basically, and figure out the housing shit, how he's going to get some money from it.
I think this is one of those movies where just the fact that they had to add like a rape scene into it, not an actual scene because they don't really show like him doing anything, but just the fact that they have to, like, he has to be a rapist or something, like, to destroy his career and go broke and do all this stuff. It's like there could have been so many other things, like you were saying, like
it was unnecessary.
He could have done some like money
laundering,
anything, like any other crime except for that. And I think a lot of times in movies they just, like, I feel like it's like this thing where they almost have to have like this element of some type of sexual assault, and it's like played out already. Like,
I think because it also, because it happens so often that they kind of like, I mean, this is believable because this shit happens all the time.
It's so annoying though. Like it's just like, this is one of those movies where it's irrelevant as fuck. Like they don't go back to it. Like we don't even know like what happens with it. So I just feel like they could have made it like, I don't know. Yeah. Something else,
I think so too. Because I mean, like I said, the only reason I think that they put that specifically in the movie is because we had this lady who was by herself, went to this house. We could have jumped to conclusions assuming, oh, this man's going to kidnap her and sexually assault her. Yeah. So, but it turns out he was actually a good guy. So now we go to this other person who seemingly seems like a good guy, because this actor always plays like the good guy roles. So when you see him on the screen, you automatically like, oh, hey, that's fucking Justin Long. He's a good guy, but he turns out to be the actual bad guy in this thing.
Yeah, and we see his personality, like, aside from this, in just so many other ways.
That he's terrible.
Trash.
He's a terrible person.
Because didn't he say something about he was on the phone? He said,
with the agent?
Yeah, he said something like, oh, he was like, but if I could just talk to her, like, I'll settle things, like, it'll be fine.
And they said, no, you can't have any contact with her.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it's just like a part of it was kind of like spot on, because I feel like when men rape people, they just are like, oh, like, I can fix it, like, I'm just gonna help her. She misunderstood. Yeah, so like, it's, it was unfortunate that they added this, but they did kind of have the situation, like, was very realistic,
It's definitely a movie to shy away from if you don't want to see that, because like you said, it is kind of played out like, why is it always guard. It was very random. Like, we were enjoying the movie, we were like, oh shit, that old shit moment, and then it went into, oh, now we're talking about some guy sexually assaulting somebody, like,
it just like ruins the movies. Also, I want to plug this website. So there's a website called doesthedogdie.com. And it's weird, like the title, but it's like a list of movies, and it'll tell you like if the movie has some type of like reference to sexual assault, like just so that, if you absolutely don't want to watch anything that has that, like, you will know before. So
that's a good plug.
That's a resource. So like if anybody wants to watch a movie, but they don't know if it's going to be like a surprise in the movie, that's a website that you can like check out.
So he's talking to the accountant, and basically he's telling him he's broke, but he's got some properties in Michigan that he can like squeeze some money out of. So now AJ basically has to go to Michigan to figure out what he's going to do with the properties, see if he can sell them for some money. So he gets to Detroit, and we find out that he owns this house, the 476. Okay, so the address is 476 Barbary Street. So he owns the house that these people were staying in. So he goes to the property people, he gets the keys, and when he gets to the house, he can see that people's stuff is in there. He's like,
the car's outside.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck is this? Who, like, I got people squatting in my house. Like, that's his first thought, because there's bags. Yeah.
In the neighborhood, like, everybody is a squatter. So.
Right. And the whole neighborhood empty except for his house. He see the car outside, like you said, and he sees all these bags in here. Because remember, Tess is in the basement and the other nigga is just dead. So that's that. So he calls the property people like, hey, when's the last time somebody rented out the place, because there's stuff here? And they were like, oh, it's been a couple of weeks since anybody has been there. So that lets us know already Tess has been down there for a couple of weeks with this.
We don't even know she's still there.
Yeah, we don't know if she's dead or alive. We know Keith is dead, but we didn't see what happened to her. So they're like, oh, no, nobody's been there for a couple of weeks. He was like, well, somebody been here because there's shit everywhere. Like, what were the cleaners? Like, what happened? They were like, oh, we don't send cleaners until the next person checks in. So they come like the day before the next person checks in. He said, what kind of stupid fucking system is that? He was going off on that lady. She said, have a good day. So the lady just hangs up on him, and that was the end of that. So now we just see him kind of sitting around, but he gets a call from one of his friends and said, hey, they should meet up at the club. So they go to the club, and they obviously, it's loud as fuck, but he's yelling. And the friend's like, bro, I'm not saying you did anything, but just tell me what happened, like what actually happened. He's like, yeah, no, bro, no, it's all good, you know. He was like, but did she say no? Like y'all were, he was like, no, we were hanging out, everything was good. He was like, but did she say no at any point, basically? And he was like, no, I mean, you know, she said no at first, you know, like in the beginning, but you know, then she came around. I just had to convince her a little. I'm very, what do you say, persistent.
Yeah. He said it just took a little convincing.
It just took a little convincing.
That is rape. I don't understand why people don't, like, you should not have to, if you have to convince somebody to have sex with you, you are raping them.
Exactly. Like, if they're saying no, they don't want to do it, what more convince, like.
This is another part, like, obviously the whole, like, rape shit in general should not have been there, but this is another thing that was like spot on. Like that's what rapists always say. Like they're just like, oh, like, you know, she said no, but then she was about it, because he was like, oh, like, you know, it ended well, like she came around is what he said,
right?
And that's just so real. Like they just be like, oh, you know, I just needed to charm her a little bit to convince her,
right? And
like,
it's not that she came around, bro. It's that she didn't want to probably fight a fucking grown ass man, right. So she was like, I just gotta fucking do this, yeah. So he gets to the house, and then he's drunk as fuck, but he calls her and he leaves a voicemail.
Stupid.
He's like, I'm just so sorry. Like, if you just pick up, I just want to apologize. Like, if you call back, I'll apologize. Like, I just think that he basically said that, like, he think that they got two different stories, that she saw it a different way than he did. It's like, yeah, nigga, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's the end of that scene. Next, he wakes up hungover, and he's throwing up in the toilet, and as he's sitting on the floor, he sees that fucking toothbrush,
that nasty open ass toothbrush on the floor,
plugged in the fucking
and he's
wall.
like, what the hell?
He's like, yo, it's really people in here. And then he hears something move in the basement. He heard something move, so he jump up, he go down to like the
with like a butter knife or something. No?
Yeah, he's like, hey, somebody in this fucking house, basically, like, I got squatters. He was like, hey, I got a gun, I'll come down there. And then he heard like a boom again. He was like, oh, fuck. So
he was mad jumpy. He was scared.
Yeah,
and he didn't have no gun.
Nah, he didn't even have no gun.
No, he had like a little butter knife or something.
Yeah, so he come back and he grabbed a little ass knife and a flashlight, like a sharper knife.
And he's like shaking.
Yeah, he's like, oh, y'all want to fucking play with me? All right, you want to be in my house? He said, I'm coming down there. I got a fucking gun. Nigga still got the little knife. So he go down the stairs, and then he see that door that they left open with the mirror that she pointed. He's like,
and like a typical white man, he just go in.
He just go down and say, he didn't even ask no question. He didn't even hesitate.
He just walked right in the thing. He's like, oh, shit.
He just walked. He said, damn, what is this? He walked down there. He see the same room to the left with the bed, the camera, the bucket. And then he have a different reaction, though. He like, oh, shit. Run back upstairs, and then we see him Googling, can basement square footage be added as like square
property,
footage?
Yeah. He was thinking about, dang, like now my property is even bigger.
Right. That nigga trying to get some money because he broke.
He broke.
So
that shit was funny, low key.
So he get his little tape measure and he start measuring the room, moving the bed.
20 minutes of the movie.
Bro, moving the bed, measuring everything, even with the bloody fucking handprint.
I was just gonna say, he just moved the dirty, bloody mattress. He said, well, I'm gonna just measure this room.
Yeah, he let me move this out the way.
Shit bucket to the side. Like, what?
Bro, measure everything. And then he come out and he do the same thing. He bump into that wall. He like, damn, this shit open. And he see the stairs into the dungeon, basically. He said, fuck yeah. So he started measuring again.
He's taking the measure all the way down to 30 steps.
Yes. And so I heard him when he measured at the end of that, he said 9 feet. So those stairs were 9 feet long, bro, from the top to the bottom.
Yeah.
Long ass stairs. So he measuring. And then when he gets to the bottom of the stairs, he see that there's more space. So he just keep walking. He walk past the little gate thing she saw. He walked past the dog cages and he like, what the fuck? But then it cuts to him measuring around the dog cages.
I cannot.
He measuring every little space.
That is just so creepy. I mean, everything about it is creepy. But then you see like these human-sized freaking crates. Hell no.
Then they got like a water bowl and all that shit in. So it looked like somebody was being kept in fucking cages.
Yes, multiple people. It was like a bunch of them.
Yeah. So he continues to walk. He walks past that, and then he sees a light from like another room far down the hallway. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a purple looking light.
Yeah.
And he hears a video playing, like somebody is really in there watching it. He go down there, he said, what the fuck? And then this is an old ass TV, like the little TVs that used to come with the VCR built in. Mm-hmm. It's a videotape in there playing of a old breastfeeding movie. I mean, not movie, like videotape.
Like a tutorial, like how to breastfeed a baby.
Yeah, like how to nurse your baby. And
but like
that.
Old as hell, creepy as shit.
Mm-hmm. And while he's looking at it, he still has a tape measure like at the edge of the wall because he was trying to measure to that room. Mm-hmm. And he left it down there. So he's still holding the tape measure in his hand. And then his tape measure starts to wind. Yeah. So he dropped the tape measure like, what the fuck? And then he saw something down the hall with his flashlight. Hey, that nigga take off running. Mm-hmm. He takes off running. He drops the fucking flashlight.
Yeah.
So the shit not working. He's trying to hit it. And it's not working. And then he see the fucking thing come at him again. When it flashes on him, it's like, ah!
Yeah, the mother.
Yeah, the mother, the big bitch.
Oh my God.
So she running towards him and he falls into a hole. Mm-hmm. It's like a trap. So once he falls in there, the cage door on top of that shit closed.
Yeah.
And then he hurt because he hurt his leg. I think he fell on the knife that he had.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so he hurt himself. And then we see Tess come out of nowhere and put her hand over his mouth.
Disgusting. She's all greasy and shit. She in the beginning, looking. She had like a white shirt on, and now it's like
cream,
nasty,
gray.
It looks cream. So gross, bro. But now we know she's alive.
Yeah, now we know she's alive. So she put her hand over his mouth, and then it jumps to a flashback. So this flashback looks like it's from the 80s. And we kind of know that because we see a man come out the house. The neighborhood looks good. The grass is green. All the houses around this house are actually houses now.
Yeah, they all look perfect, like the Squidward home.
Yeah, it looked like they probably newly built. Mm-hmm. So we see this tall ass man, and this is Frank. So this is the old man. He coming out the house. He ain't old really in this one. He might be in his like 30s, 40s. You know, you can't really tell about white people age.
I was gonna say that man looked like he was like about 45,
maybe 45. I mean, but you never know.
He could have been
26.
Yeah, he could have been 19 years old, looking like 45.
They aged a little bit.
Sorry to them people.
Right. So we see him come out the house, and he's getting in his car, and the radio says something about the Reagan administration. So we know it's during the Reagan term that this is.
Oh, you're smart.
Thank you. So he pulls up to a store to buy plastic sheets, which I didn't even know that was a thing. Plastic sheets?
Yeah.
What the fuck is plastic sheets?
Isn't that what goes on the bed? When you get like potty trained and shit? Or
I guess so, because he was supposed to be buying them because he said he having a baby.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Like if you're doing like a home birth or something.
Yeah.
I guess.
So he buying the plastic sheet. He asked the lady where the plastic sheet's at and, tell her that he having a baby. She's like, oh, well, we got to give you some diapers. We got to give you this, that. When's the baby due? I mean, like, how old is the baby? He said, not here yet, Basically telling her they're going to do a home birth.
He's mad dry with it, too. And
dry
creepy. Like, I don't like him.
No smile. No excitement. Just like he said, home birth.
Home birth.
Yeah. I don't know why they sound so country and they in fucking Detroit.
That's true. Did he sound like country? We making that up.
Maybe we making it up. He looked like a cowboy.
Yeah, he did.
Anyway.
She was like, didn't the birth mom, or didn't the midwife, she's like, didn't the midwife give you like a list?
And he didn't really answer, but she was like, okay, here goes some diapers. So this lady is the one that gives him that breastfeeding tape. So we know that videotape that AJ just saw playing in there is from the fucking 80s. Mm-hmm. Don't know how that shit still work.
Right.
So anyway, he gets all the stuff. He leaves the store. As he's pulling out the grocery parking lot, he sees a woman across the way. Mm-hmm. And then he waits and follows her home.
Creepy, man.
Creepy as hell. So this nigga is actually the kidnapper.
Yeah.
So he gets to the house and then he puts on this uniform pretending to be, they said DWP, which we assuming is the Detroit water shit. Mm-hmm. And he like, oh, there's been some allergies. I just got to come in your house and check some stuff. So she let him in. He go into the bathroom, unlock the bathroom window.
Mm-hmm. So that's how we know he gonna sneak in there tonight and get her.
Yep. So he's the one that's been kidnapping these women, right? He unlocks the window and then we see him pulling back up to the house. And his neighbor is like, hey, Frank, like, just want to let you know you're going to see a for sale sign in our yard because we leaving. Because he was like, the neighborhood's going to shit.
Mm-hmm. Because he was like, my wife, we're trying to get out now because my wife is afraid that if we wait too long, we're not going to be able to sell the house.
Right.
So I don't know the history, but something happened in Detroit. In the 80s.
It was Reagan, so it probably was like black people was moving in. You know, it was racist.
Probably some racist.
So they were
shit.
like, we just gotta leave for the black people. Yeah, I feel
that's what they mean when they say neighborhood going to shit.
Yeah, that's why I feel like it was.
That's crazy.
Because his neighbor was white.
Yeah,
they all was white on that block.
So yeah,
and he was like, "Yeah, I'm getting out. What about you?" And Frank was like, "I'm not going anywhere." And then we see him go in the house and go to that basement door. And when he opened the basement door, we hear screaming, like from just a lady down there, obviously screaming. So that's weird too, because he already had a lady down there, and then he was planning to kidnap another lady.
Oh yeah, I mean, he had all them damn dog cages, so
that's true. He was keeping them down there in them cages.
Like I was gonna say, you couldn't just do one at a time, but
you had to do them at all.
You had to get 4 at a time,
right?
But yeah, so I assumed that was the girl, but he had just come back.
He just came from the store. He had the grocery bags in his hand.
Yeah, okay, so he did have somebody.
He had another girl down there already. Now we're flashing back to the present. So AJ and Tess are in this trap, and we see this it's a big ass baby bottle too. So
where she even got that from?
I don't know. We see the thing, the big bitch. Ugh. She stick her hand in the thing.
First of all, her hand is like mad big.
Yeah.
It's like 3 hands.
It's like the size of their whole head.
Yes. And the nails are long as hell.
Nails are long. Hair is like long and stringy. And she naked. And the color of her is like gray. She's not even like the color of a person. She gray.
She the Proud Sisters.
The Gross Sisters on the Proud Family. She do like them, bro. Okay, so she's trying to put this baby bottle. It looked like a giant baby bottle with a weird ass nipple.
Cow or something.
Anyway, so she putting it in the cage, through the top of the cage, like, and she's saying, this is my favorite thing. She said, baby. She tried to say baby. You said baby.
That's all I could think of. When she was saying that. Anyway, she put this big ass nipple, and not only is the nipple dripping and disgusting, it has this long ass fucking hair on it.
Oh, like greasy piece of black hair.
And instead of it, I just cannot.
And then she trying to give it to AJ. She like, ooh, like, you know, trying to get him to drink it. And Tess like, just drink the fucking milk. Like, just drink it. And she said a line. She said, "Don't you see that she just wants you to be her baby?" That nigga like, I'm not drinking that. I don't give a fuck what she trying to get. Like, I'm not drinking that shit. And then the big bitch give the bottle to Tess, like put in Tess direction. And Tess drink from the shit.
Nasty.
But I mean, I'm assuming that's how she survived for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because she been down there trapped in that cage for 2 weeks.
Yeah, she learned her lesson.
Yeah, so Tess drink from it and then she tried to give it back to AJ. He like, nah, no. So she pulled her hand out real angrily, opened the cage door, and jumped down into the fucking trap with these folks.
Big as hell.
And then she all up in AJ face, and then she just grabbed that nigga and jumped out the fucking thing. She's big, bro.
She's like an animal.
She is like an animal, strong as fuck. She literally jumped down, grabbed that nigga, and then
with a man
jumped out the shit holding him.
Mm-hmm.
That was like some supernatural shit.
It was.
But apparently she's not supernatural.
No.
We're gonna get to that. Mm-hmm. So she dragged him out, and she take this man to the room with that purple light where the breastfeeding video was playing. And she holding him like a baby, trying to get him now to drink from her fucking breast.
Nasty, gray, big ass titties.
Yeah, she like, oh, you don't want the bottle, so that means you still on the tit. So you gonna drink from my breast. And he really like, no, like resisting. Right. He not trying to do it. She tried to do because the video like calm the baby by putting your finger on the forehead or some shit. So she tried to do that to his head. Her finger is longer than the man's face.
Yes, the finger is huge. And the nail,
the nail is black as fuck.
Gross.
Just fucking disgusting. So while she up there in the room, Tess is trying to get out the little trap. She can't even get out. That's how tall it is. Like, she trying to jump, and she finally jumped and like kind of catch the wall, and she climb out. Mm-hmm. So she trying to escape. She going back down the hallway. She can see them in the room, and she like passed the room real quick, like to get past, because she like, fuck that, I ain't finna get caught again. Mm-hmm. Bro, she passed the room and she steps on the measuring tape that nigga dropped earlier. Yeah. So it's like the big bitch turn her head real fast. She like, oh, you trying to get away. Mm-hmm. Tess take off running. She take off running. She make it upstairs and out of the room in the basement. but that basement door is closed again and locked.
Yeah.
So she's still locked in the basement. So then she like, fuck that. So then she finally found something to break the window, and she's climbing out the window. The big bitch almost about to get her, bro. She's right there behind her. And that man that was chasing her earlier, the homeless man.
Hey, girl.
Yeah.
Hey, little girl.
Hey, little girl, come out of there. He was back at the house, and he helped her get out the window. So he pulled her out the window.
It was a very intense scene. Like, I was like, oh, like she almost got caught. The lady, it was like she was on her toe. Almost grabbed her, and that man pulled her out. Yeah. Just in time.
So much so that the big bitch arms was like out the window. Yeah,
she almost came. I thought she was gonna come out the thing.
I thought she was gonna climb out too, but then she just kind of retreated. She was looking at her like.
But I think it's because it was daytime.
It was daytime. He said that she don't come out in the day, so she only come out at night.
Thank God.
Which makes sense because she been in the basement. She ain't never had sunlight in her life.
That's why she's gray.
That's probably why she's gray.
Yeah.
Damn. She ain't never had sunlight. I thought you couldn't survive without vitamin D. Or maybe vitamin D turn you into a fucking whatever the fuck she is.
I'm surviving in Portland, so.
Bro, you get a little sun.
No, I don't.
You done left to get sun.
Okay.
So you good. Okay.
That's why they're gray at this point.
That is why the vampires live here, though.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So anyway, so she don't come out in the daytime. So that homeless man saved her, basically. So he like, all right, you escaped. So now you got to get the fuck out of here. This is why I was trying to. He basically saying like, this is why I was chasing you the other day.
Yeah.
I was trying to tell you that.
He said, but you don't want to listen.
Yeah, he's like, I told you it was something crazy in that house, and she ain't even the worst thing in there. So he letting her know she ain't the only thing up in that shit.
Right.
I was thinking at that point, like, what the fuck else could be in there? What else?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, damn, how long is this movie? Because because what the fuck else could happen?
Right.
You know? But it also like I started thinking about the kidnapper guy. Like we don't see him. You know, like we haven't heard from him. We just saw the flashback.
I just assume he died because it was the 80s.
Oh, that's true.
And now it's 2020 or whatever they set the movie in. So I'm like, oh, that nigga dead.
That's true.
Because he already looked like he was about 40. Remember what we said?
Yeah.
Well, he could have been 20. He could have been 26. Yeah, we don't even know. So she says, no, I got to save AJ. And he like, what the fuck you got out, girl? Like, leave. Get out of town. She's like, no. There's somebody else in there. She's going to kill him. I got to save him.
And she don't know that AJ is a rapist and AJ is an asshole.
Exactly. She don't even know this nigga. Like,
and she still want to save him.
The most interaction she had with him was telling him to shut the fuck up and drink out the bottle.
She got a heart because I would have been out.
Why the fuck would you want to go back in that house? Yeah. In general. You don't know that nigga?
No.
He the new baby.
Right.
You get the fuck out of there.
But all you know, he's dead. So now you're going up in there, the man is already dead, and now you stuck again.
As quick as he killed that other dude, as quick as the big bitch killed that other dude against the wall. Yeah, Keith. So he could be watermelon head too.
I wonder, like, why did she kill Keith, but she didn't kill AJ or the girl or Tess? You know, like, what made her want to kill Keith? I think
because Keith ran away from her and he was refusing, and Tess complied.
Oh, okay.
Same thing she doing with AJ. Yeah. Like, AJ was running away, so she getting mad. She, like, trying to breastfeed him. Which, I mean, it might have happened to Tess. We didn't really see. Maybe she was like, okay, maybe I should just, like, give in because she finna break my neck if I don't. But AJ was still fighting. So we flash back to inside the basement where AJ is on the floor in the room because the mother, whatever, she left to go chase Tess. So now he's like, all right, now I can leave. But he goes the opposite direction because obviously they ran the way towards the way out. So he's trying to go find another way out. As he's walking, he sees like a bell with a string attached to it going along the wall. So he like, I mean, maybe it's a way out. I don't know. So he started following the string down the hall and he can hear the big bitch coming back. She running. He can hear her. So he like, oh shit. So he's trying to go. He gets to a door where the string ends. And the mother, she's coming down the hall. She can see him, but she's coming real slow now. Like she stopped running because she see him at this door. And then she's like, all right, she just start to retreat. She go back, like leaves him down there because he at the door. So
now we know that thing is scared of whatever's in that room.
Whatever's in that room, she ain't with the shit. So he go in the room. He like, all right, she leave me alone. I'm gonna go in here. He go in the room and he's looking around. It's messy as fuck. It's a small ass room. And then he just looking through shit. And then he hears some coughing. He like, he said, oh, what the fuck? And it's an old ass man in a bed, right behind him. He said, damn, he scared the fuck out of me. He's like, damn, she got you too? Like, you just in this bed down here? He think that the old man got kidnapped by the by the mother.
But that man was old.
Like, I'm talking about, I mean, obviously bedridden because he couldn't even move.
He was sickly and skinny.
He couldn't talk because everything he was telling AJ, he was pointing at. He couldn't say nothing.
Yeah.
So he pointed to a table for AJ to get him some water. AJ gave him some water. Flashback to Tess. Like, while he's talking to man, we flash back to Tess, and she walking the streets now, and she trying to find the police, basically.
Oh, yeah.
So she finally finds a phone to use, and she called the police. Police pull up, and she looked like a crackhead. I mean, she looked run down. So the police pull up, and they like, you know, here we go, another fucking crackhead. She run up to the window. She's like, officer, I've been waiting. He said, ma'am, get your hands off the car. She trying to tell them, no, I need to tell you, get your hands off the car.
They treating her like she
ain't shit.
Yeah.
So she back away. She like, I'm telling you, I need help. There's a man in the house. Somebody kidnapped him. We need to go get him because she gonna kill him. Mm-hmm. And he's like, ain't nobody in that neighborhood. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, no, I literally just escaped from the house. And that's why I look like this. Like, I'm not a fucking crackhead.
Yeah.
I escaped and I need to take you there. So they like, all right. And they go with her to follow her back to the house. They get to the house. She's showing them the window where she broke out of at the basement. And he's like, nobody's in the house. Like, we don't see nothing. Because it's dark by this time, too. Or almost dark. Mm-hmm. It's almost dark. He's like, we don't see nobody in the house. And she like, no, I was just here. I literally had an Airbnb. I got kidnapped. And I broke through that window. So she trying to break down the front door. He like, hey, what you doing? Get over here. Telling her, if ain't nobody in this house, nobody's answering, and you don't live here, we can't go in the house. She like, so y'all ain't gonna do shit. Y'all just gonna let the man die.
Yeah, she cursing at them, and they're like, ma'am, there's nothing going on here. The only thing that we see is you breaking a window.
Yeah, he said, you lucky we don't arrest you.
Yeah. So I felt bad for her because it's like she's really trying to, first of all, fuck the police.
Yeah.
Second of all, like, the police just don't be doing shit. Like, they don't even believe her. Like, even if she was a crackhead, like, she said she was kidnapped. So what the fuck? Like,
right. I feel like they could have done something because, like, you could see the window broken. But
they didn't even really.
The rest of the houses look abandoned. So they think but that house don't even look abandoned except for that little one broken window.
Yeah. And you see, like, the nice car outside. Like, they didn't even try.
I don't know. Either way.
Anyway.
Fuck them because we know that somebody was down there. But also, fuck the man that was down there. But whatever.
Yeah.
So, flashback to AJ. He talking to the guy. He like, look, don't worry, bro. My friend got out. I got my phone now, too. So, I'm going to call the police. Don't worry about it. They're going to be swarming this shit in a little bit. So, we know from the beginning that the old man that's in this bed is Frank. Frank is a nigga that was kidnapping the girls that he used to live in this house. But now he live in the basement. He basically a squatter now because he live in the basement and AJ owned the house. So technically, the old man is a squatter. Mm-hmm. So as soon as AJ was like, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it. The police gonna be here in a minute. We're gonna get out of here and fuck that bitch for kidnapping us, basically."
Yeah.
And so the old man eyes get big. He like, "Oh shit," because obviously if the police come and he done did all this shit, he like, I can't do that. So he tells AJ to bring that little table over to him.
Yeah.
He reaching the table while he looking for whatever he looking for in the table. AJ looking around, he see all these VHS tapes, and they all got different titles on them, and it's all like about women. So
all different girls' names.
All different girls. It's either names or descriptions of girls. So the one that's sitting in the VCR that's not pushed in yet, it says redhead at gas station. So he just pushed the tape in, like trying to see what the fuck is this, and that's when we reveal Frank has been recording him assaulting all these women.
Yeah.
So AJ turned around like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you did this?
How ironic.
Right.
They're both rapists.
The fucking, was it pot calling the kettle black?
Yes. I think that's a racist term.
Oh.
Whatever.
It's crazy. It's just like, look at who you are, and now you telling this man, how can you do this?
Oh, you know what? To rewind, it's relevant though, because when he was in the club with his friend, when he was describing like, you know, what he did to the girl, he was like, it's not like I was like, yo, bitch, I'm gonna rape you, come here, right? So it's like, he's like, oh, like, basically, like, I'm a good rapist. I'm not one of those, like, rough, crazy rapists who bring women to the basement and kill them and rape them.
That's why he accusing this man now.
Yeah.
It's like, no, bro, she didn't consent, so
both
it's rape.
Of them, yeah.
You're both raping. You're two different
types of
rapists.
Yeah. And it's ironic that he finds that man so
disgusting.
Yeah.
How could you do this? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So he yelling at the man. The man pulls out a little gun, it looked like a revolver or something.
Tiny little gun.
Like a little 38. He pulled it out the side drawer. And AJ like, oh, hold on, man. Like, bro, it's cool, man. Like, I ain't gonna tell nobody. It's whatever. Because the man pointed the gun at him, but then he slowly turned the gun. Because he old as fuck. He slowly turned the gun to his head. AJ like, no. Pop! And nigga just kill himself. So the old man killed himself in the bed.
Crazy.
Right. And
what was he even living for? Like, he could have been done that.
Right. That's true. Like, why are you even still down there?
Like, what were you doing?
Oh, he probably couldn't reach the fucking table. Because AJ brought the table to him.
Right, as soon as he got there, he said, it's the time.
And he was bedridden, so he couldn't.
That sucks.
Like, the big bitch was probably only going in there to give him probably breast milk.
Yeah.
And water.
Oh, that's disgusting. Good for that man, though. Fuck him.
Yeah, so finally somebody brought him the table. He just fucking killed himself.
I thought that he was going to try to shoot AJ, but he was like,
I thought he was, too. He probably ain't no point. Like, I'm fucking 100 years old.
Yeah.
How he even lived that long?
He could have been 45.
He could have been 45.
In the beginning, he was 20. Now he's 45.
That's true.
Nah, that man was old. He was old.
He was old, bro. He couldn't move. Like, he could barely move.
Yeah.
So anyway, he killed himself. So that was the end of that. And we flash back to Tess. She done broke back in the house. We see her throw a brick through one of the big windows because the police left. She go back in the house and she grab her keys off the table and go back outside to her car. So I'm like, oh, good. Finally. She like, all right, then fuck it. I'm finna leave.
Yeah.
No, this bitch do not leave.
She don't.
Also, it's dark. It's actually dark outside now. Mm-hmm. Instead of leaving, she gets in her car.
That's part funny.
Bro, she gets in her car, backs up. And then we see the big bitch run out the door,
fly through the door.
Bro, fly through the door, running towards Tess' car. So Tess said, she fucking ran that bitch into the house. Mm-hmm. So she like, bro. She's dying. The fucking big bitch is dying.
She's squished between the house and the car.
Yeah, so she eventually like put her head down. And she dead with her eyes open. It looked like she dead with her eyes open. She never closed her eyes. And Tess can't even move the car. Like, the car done stalled out. So she like, fuck it. She get out the car. So Tess get out the car and she goes back into the house to see if she can find AJ. Why? I don't know. This bitch goes down into the basement. And as she's walking towards, she can see a light at the end of the hallway. And that's AJ, because he done came out that room now with the old man and shot himself. But he grabbed the gun that the old man had for protection. He coming down the hallway. They both coming down the hallway. And she see him with the flashlight, but she don't say nothing. And then AJ shoots her because he saw something too. He didn't know what it was. So he shot her in the stomach.
Acting like a typical cop.
Right. Before you even know anything, you would feel you're just gonna shoot.
Yeah.
So he run up to her, he's like, oh my God, Tess, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. He putting pressure on, on the woman. He pick up, he like, all right, we got to get out of here. And then we can get you some help. Mm-hmm. He take her up the stairs. They go outside. He like, damn, what the fuck happened to your car? And she like, oh, she's gone. Like, she's not there. The big bitch done left, bro. Mm-hmm. Mother done left.
How.
I don't know how. I don't know where she at.
How she don't got a broken back?
I don't know. She a big bitch. And we already saw she kind of like, they never said she's superhuman, but she's
not human.
Bro, she's strong as fuck. Mm-hmm. So she's not there. So they like, oh, fuck, we got to get out of here. So she was like, Tess was like, oh, I know we can go. Because earlier that homeless man told her that he lived at the water tower. So she like, all right, I know we can go. They go to the water tower with Andre. Andre is the homeless man. Mm-hmm. So they get there and he like, oh, yeah, you just going to have to wait here till morning because if you try to go to the hospital, like, she out there looking for y'all. I'm going to tell you right now. She out there looking. It's nighttime. She come out at night. Mm-hmm. So they like, well, what we supposed to do? He said, you're going to have to wait here until the cops get here. And then Andre was like, damn, this is another part that I was like annoyed at. Because Andre was like, damn, I can't believe she got you good, huh? And AJ was like, nah, I did that. And this when he go on his little soapbox like, I'm not a bad person. Or maybe I am a bad person. Or I'm just a good person that did a bad thing, blah, blah, blah. We know he's talking about his,
not that.
Yeah, he's talking about his co-star, him sexually assaulting his co-star, which I was kind of annoyed at because I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, no, you a bad person.
You
like,
ain't
accept
shit.
it. Yeah.
You did what you did with your coworker, and then you shot a woman, and
you still doing fucked up shit.
You stupid, and nobody likes you.
Nobody likes you. So, anyway, they had this whole monologue, and now they just sitting around the fire, and Tess like, how you even know what goes on in that house? Like, how did you know that lady was in there? And he was like, well, the man that used to live there, he used to kidnap women, keep them in the house, and then he would have babies with them, and then he would have babies with those babies and babies with those babies. So basically, you keep doing that, and that's what you get.
Making
which
copies
is
of people.
Yeah, he's like, that mother is like the result of a copy of a copy of a copy. So she like a inbred fucking person.
Yeah, it's weird and nasty.
Yeah, and like, because obviously she has no, like, she's never been out in the world, so she has no instincts. Only word she fucking know is baby.
Mama.
Yeah, barely. She So they like, damn, like, that dude was fucked up, basically. And so Tess like, okay, well, how come you still here? This your favorite part. She like, how do you know that she won't come here? How do you know that mother won't come here to find us?
I died laughing at
And he said, shit, I've been living here 15 years and she ain't never came in this motherfucker.
And then
as soon as he said that, mother bust through the fucking wall.
He said, and this motherfucker.
Yeah, she ain't never came in this motherfucker. Boom, she bust through the wall, pick Andre up by like the neck, like got him in like a headlock. She got him in a headlock in one arm, and with her other arm, she's ripping off his fucking arm, bro. Like, she rips his whole arm out the socket, drop him on the ground, and start beating him with his own arm.
It's just the fact that he's been there for 15 years.
Motherfucking years.
And then she just busts up in his shit.
Yeah.
Like, that poor man. They ruined his shit.
They did.
Like, they ruined his whole... He had his own little setup, his fire going. He was safe for 15 years. And then
safe for 15 years, and then they come in there fucking messing with her.
He get his arm ripped off, and then he get beat to death with his arm.
That nigga did.
Oh, my God. It was just so funny and gruesome.
It was unexpected. Yeah. Bro.
Oh, my God.
That shit was funny. That's your favorite part of the movie.
It really is.
So, we, like, Andre did.
Yeah.
They did. I mean, he did. And so Tess and what's his name? Tess and AJ, they take off running. And what's the thing they do? That's stupid and fucking scary movies. They run upstairs. They run up a water tower. Like, this big bitch cannot climb these fucking stairs.
Like, she been running, jumping, hooping. You think she's not gonna just follow you?
She jumped out that trap earlier, just like frog leg. Like, she frog legged out that shit. And y'all gonna run up the fucking stairs. So they run up the stairs, and now AJ, he panicking. First of all, he leave her. He leave Tess.
Oh, he was up on the top before Tess.
Bro.
She was still on the steps.
That man took off.
He's trash.
He's trash, bro. He leaving her. She like, can you wait for me?
Because she shot and she could barely run. She shot in the stomach
because he shot her in the fucking stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And he like, well, hurry up. Like, come on. He run upstairs. He make it to the top first, and he panicking. He like, oh, fuck. Like, now what we gonna do? And then so he just thinking. And then he look at Tess. He like, I'm sorry. He's like, I know that she after us, but you gonna have to slow her down. He grabbed Tess.
No, you missed the whole part.
What I missed?
She's like, shoot the gun, and he had the gun in his hand still, and he fumbles it like mad scary man. Like,
yeah, that's right.
Fumbles the thing, and then she finally gets there.
That's when he said, "Oh fuck, like you gonna have to slow her down."
Mm-hmm.
So by that, he meant he was gonna grab Tess. So he grabbed Tess and throws her off the fucking water tower.
And it's a big ass water tower.
No, it's a water tower. That shit in the air. It's in the air. So, you know, they got her fucking slow-mo falling backwards out the sky. And then all we see, bro, this was my favorite. This is my other favorite part. We see mother, she's up. We see her dive over the fucking top of the water tower. Bro, she looked like Spider-Man. She jumped down with her arms spread trying to catch Tess as she's going down. And we can see, we just see them hit the ground. And mother is on the bottom. So Tess did fall on top of her. So mother did save Tess, basically. And AJ just looking over the edge like, oh my God, I can't believe I threw her off. Whatever, nigga.
It's like he does something and then immediately after he regrets it.
That's when he regrets it.
Like, he shot her and then he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then he fucking threw her off and he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like,
yeah, he comes down. He's like, because he sees that she's like, She moves a little
Still
bit.
alive,
She coughs,
yeah.
So he like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't think you were going to fall. You just slipped. Nigga, how I slipped when you threw me off?
He said, he tried to convince her that it was her fault.
Yeah, like
she
fell.
Slipped.
Like, and she ain't saying shit. She just, I mean, because obviously she's still hurt. Like, she fell, but she fell on top of mother, but she still hurt.
You still fell off this fucking she probably would have died, honestly. Yeah. But it goes back to like the whole like sexual assault thing. He's just like, I'm gonna make you feel like it was your fault.
Yeah, I'm gonna make excuses like, well, this is actually like you saw it different. Like, nah, nigga.
Meanwhile, he grabbed her and threw her off the damn thing.
He was literally like, hey, come get this or something. Like, you want to save her or something, and threw her off the fucking tower.
Threw her.
Man, so as he's coming down, he grabbed the gun, and then he gets to her and saying like all the I'm sorry. Mother is not dead. That bitch wake up, grab him by the fucking throat, and start holding him in the air, choking the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And he's just like, and then she takes her long ass thumb.
Oh, this was so gross.
With the long ass nail, both thumbs, and stick it into both of his fucking eyes.
And it's so like they show it. Like ugh.
And you hear it's like
it looks like applesauce coming out of his eyeballs.
Yeah.
The graphics were like really good, but really disgusting at the same time.
Yeah, it was giving Tarantino vibes, Quentin Tarantino. Mm-hmm. So she fucking gouged his eyes out, and he dead. That nigga, she just dropped his body.
Yeah, but she did that, and then she cracked his head open.
Oh, she split his head. That's right.
Like an apple. Remember that apple challenge?
Oh, the apple challenge.
Where you had to like grab the apple and like
yes. So there's this guy that had this is off topic, but off topic but on topic. The guy had put a video on
TikTok.
Is it TikTok?
Shit, yeah.
He showed you how to open an apple with just your thumbs, bro. Like you put your thumbs in there and you crack the apple open.
Yeah.
This is what happened to his head.
He cracked. She split
Mother
his
watched
head
that
open.
TikTok.
She said, "Oh, apple." She put her fingers in his eyes and opened his whole head.
Split his head open.
Oh my God! And a part of me was like, "Damn,
that sucks for him."
That sucks for him.
But also, like, round of applause.
Good job. Like, thank God, because he just needed to go. Like, he was just like a fucking Bronx roach.
Causing
the shit would not die. Like it
Bronx
just
roach
keep coming back out of nowhere. For real.
So now he's dead. Like his body's just on the ground, and mother's like, she still got the steam in her, but she turned around looking at Tess, and she turned back to her soft side. She's like, oh no, because Tess is hurt and she's bleeding out. And Tess is first of all looking at this bitch like, I don't want to do shit that's gonna make you do that to me.
Yes, are you about to bust my head open?
Yeah, her eyes wide. She like leaning back like, please don't touch me. So, mother tries to pick her up, and Tess is like, no, I can't move. And she's like, oh, bit. And then Tess is like, nah, I can't move. And the gun that AJ
was telling her to go back to the house, and Tess is like, no, I can't go back.
Yeah, the mother was trying to get her back to the house. She was trying to pick her up, and the gun fell beside Tess when AJ died, basically. So she reaches over and grabs the gun while she's talking to mother, and then she just holds the guns up and puts it on mother's cheek, like literally pointed at her cheek, and mother didn't do anything. She's just like, oh, bit, try to put her finger on the forehead shit again to calm her.
Maybe she didn't know. Like, she doesn't know what a gun is.
That's true.
She doesn't know what a gun is.
She probably didn't even know what that was.
So she just like, she just putting some. Maybe she.
Yeah, she didn't try to defend herself because
she didn't know.
Yeah. So Tess got the gun like at her cheek, and then she just looking at her, and then she just boop, pull the trigger,
blow her head off.
Yeah, and we assuming that mother dies because the end credit music started playing, and then we see Tess get up, and she's just walking down the street, like limping down the street with her fucking shot stomach.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the movie. She just limping away.
Yeah.
So,
were you satisfied by the ending? Because now that I think about it, I'm like, dang, I feel like
everybody died except for Tess. So right. Yes, I was satisfied because it also like it don't go back to mother. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't die when she hit her with the car. So who's to say she died when that?
That's what I'm saying.
She shot her.
There might be a part two because she.
That's why I was kind of satisfied because everything kind of get answered except for is mother alive or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then where? Oh, you think she just gonna continue to bring people to the house?
I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I don't even know since we only saw Tess walking away like a little bit. Like the next movie might open up with the bitch chasing her down the street.
Oh, that's
or
true.
With Tess at the police station, like I told y'all, I fucking like somebody was there.
Right, because that's what I feel like. I wasn't satisfied because I'm just like, what happened to, I don't know, like there's so many other things, like with the whole like guy and his job thing and the whole news story and stuff. Like I feel like the news story, instead of it being that, it's going to be like, man gets, you know.
All these people are missing. Because AJ was supposed to be, originally when he was going to Detroit, his agent was telling him like, it's not a good idea because
you shouldn't be
leaving the case. So it's probably going to be like, AJ fled the country or something.
And then eventually that they found his like head split open somewhere.
Maybe nobody be going to that neighborhood though.
That's true.
It seemed like nobody be over there because the police don't even want to go over there.
Maybe I was satisfied. Like I feel like in every movie there is something that you're like, oh, but what happened with this part? You know,
there's always going to be a question.
There could be like a next part to like everything, you know. But
I hope there's a part 2. I hope that and I heard somebody else like mention this, and I think it would be a good idea, but also kind of not. Going more into the story of how did AJ get the house, basically?
Yeah, how did AJ
like where did he come from? How was the man able to stay in the house after all these years and somebody else owned the house?
Yeah, why did he move to the basement type shit?
Yeah, because he clearly already had it. He was keeping people down there, but why would he go live down there?
Yeah,
but I guess he meant when he said like I ain't leaving when he talked to his neighbor. But the thing I heard somebody say against that to counteract that was like, they don't kind of even want to hear the story of the like rapist guy because like why are we even focusing on, like we don't want to see a whole movie of him kidnapping women and assaulting them.
Like why did he start doing that?
Yeah, they were like, we really don't even want to know his backstory.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't want a part 2.
No, because I feel like if there's a part 2, it's just gonna fuck it up. Like I just leave it at 1. It was a really good movie. Like, and let's just watch the next movie. Yeah. Like a different movie. You know, like I feel like if they do a part 2, it's gonna start being stupid. So yeah, I guess I'm satisfied. We had to talk through that, but yeah. I think like overall I'm satisfied. I think it was like a really good, like there were a lot of jump scares. There were a lot of like, oh shit moments. A lot of like funny moments too. Like her flying off that shit.
Bro, the way she looked when she dove off that shit.
Yes, her ripping off the arm.
Oh my
God. Even Tess being like, nope, I ain't going in there. Like, you know, it had like this little comedic moments or whatever. So I felt like,
and I think that's what the writer and director Zach Krager, I think that was what he was trying to do, because I think before he did this movie, he was writing like comedies and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So this was his first debut of his like movie by himself that he wrote and directed.
Well, it was good.
Yeah, and it's really good. And he intentionally put those comedic moments in it because he did comedy before, and he's like, the timing just got to be right, and if it's right in a horror film, like it can work.
Yeah.
So it was really good.
So one thing, I think we spoke about this in the beginning, but like the fact that we didn't really see any of this coming, like I think they did a really good job at like putting the trailer out there.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like it might have made like a big crowd of people, like you and I, like we watch pretty much every scary movie that like hits the theater.
Yeah.
But like for somebody who only likes a specific type of movie, I feel like they probably would have saw the trailer and be like, I'm not going to watch another kidnapping movie. But it was like so much more than that, you know?
That's true.
Like the trailer didn't do a good job at telling you what the movie was about, but it was kind of a good thing because it's so like, oh shit, you know?
It was very vague in the trailer. And like you said, I wanted to see it because we always watch it, but I can see that like, because I did kind of almost be like, we don't have to see this movie.
Yeah, you know? So I feel like there's a lot of people, like if you have not seen this movie, first of all, and you listen to this, you basically saw it because we talked about
the whole thing.
But you should still watch it
because obviously we didn't do every single detail, but you should still watch this movie because it's a good movie.
Like, and even if you don't like scary movies, like it's not.
I mean, you're gonna be scared.
It's scary, but it's not like I don't know. There's different type of horror movies. This one is like.
I mean,
monster
if your fear
in the basement.
Obviously, if your fear is being locked in the basement, then this is gonna be real scary.
I thought it was good though. I really enjoyed it, and I'm usually the person that be scared.
Right. So let's do the scary scale, 1 to 10, how scary it was.
Okay.
And then we'll say if it's a must see or not. So scary scale for me, I'm gonna say it was a 9 for me, because I mean I watched a lot of scary movies, and it didn't like there was some twists and turns that made me really really like it. But scary, I say 9. It's almost 10 though.
I would say, if your fear is being locked in a basement and monsters and shit like that, then a 9. If you don't,
but what was your scary scale when you watched it? What do you think? What would you give it?
I would say like a 6.
It wasn't that scary to you?
No, because I feel like
tripping because she was jumping on the couch last night.
I feel like it was scary. It's it's just like suspense. Like it's just mad suspense. I feel like it gave me mad anxiety. Like my heart rate was going up and stuff. So I guess that's
being scared.
Is it?
Yes.
I was anxious, scared. The suspense was, I guess, I don't know. I think for me, I don't feel like I was like.
But that's because it's your second time watching it. The first time you watched it,
I'm gonna say like a 7.
A 7?
Because I feel like for people who don't usually watch like horror films, they could watch this and not be like.
You think my mama could watch this?
Yes.
She would be peeing on herself. She would be peeing on herself.
I think if somebody held her hand and she had a blanket.
No. So in that case, no. No. So 7 for you, 7 for you, 9 for me.
Yes.
And then if it's a must see, I say yes.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would watch it again, and I don't like watching movies more than once, more than twice. Definitely not. But I would watch this again.
That's true. Sure. Oh, I'm shocked. Okay, cool. All right, so I have a couple of fun facts. I only got like 4. I couldn't really find like really good ones.
Okay.
The first one's not really a fun fact. It's just that it got a 92% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's good. It deserves it.
Yeah, and it has held that rating since
good.
September. It ain't been that long, but
I think
same thing.
Good.
So, second fun fact is Zach Cregger, who wrote and directed the movie, don't even know what the title means himself.
Oh.
So there's been like a lot of like theories about what the title might mean. So Barbarian being Frank, the guy in the basement that was kidnapping all the people, he could be a barbarian.
Oh yeah.
It could be mother is a barbarian, because I think it said like the definitions like anybody that lives outside of normal civilization ways or some shit like that. It could be
Frank or AJ.
Frank. Or it could be because they were alluding to Keith being the kidnapper.
Oh, yeah.
So they were saying originally they thought like Keith might have been the barbarian. Like when you watch the trailer, that's what you think.
Oh, for sure.
And then I mentioned this earlier, that the name of the street is 476 Barbary Street.
Mm-hmm.
And that the movie was that because Barbarian, because they're barbarians because they live on Barbary Street.
Oh, okay.
So there's a bunch of different theories, but I mean, the guy that wrote it don't even know.
Oh, okay. So we're just guessing.
Yeah, he was like, he originally had that name as a placeholder while he wrote the script.
Sometimes it's hard to put a name to things. So maybe you're just like, fuck it. This sounds scary.
Yeah. He was like, as he was writing it, it kind of became more fitting because, like I said, all those different routes you can take for it being a barbaric fucking movie in general.
Was, very much.
So it kind of worked out for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was the second fun fact. The third fun fact is that, I already said it, but it was Zach's first directorial debut.
Okay. Good for him.
And it did really well. Like it did well in theaters. I couldn't find the how much it made in the box office. But this is his first one and it did really well, especially compared to his other films, because his other ones didn't go anywhere. The last fun fact I have is that this film started as just a scene exercise. So it wasn't even supposed to like go anywhere. Like he was just writing it to kind of like write. And then he was like, he just kept going. He's like, I mean, it's pretty good. So it turned into a full script, like a movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it started out as just like an exercise for him to do to write.
That's great.
So those are the fun facts I have for you. So
writing is fundamental.
It is fundamental. So that's it for this episode. That was the movie Barbarian. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you like the podcast, please leave me, please rate the podcast, leave a review. Tell me what movie you would like to see next. You can follow.
I already know what movie I want to see next.
Okay. You can follow the page on Instagram at runbihpodcast. All right. And what you say? What movie?
And also let Brianna know if you liked me as a co-host.
Yes. You can write me on Instagram.
A guest.
Yeah, as a guest. You can write it on Instagram. You can leave a review and tell me. Let's run it up. Share it with your friends too. What movie what you talking about?
I am going to invite myself back to be a guest on the episode where you cover the movie Fall, because that was another really great
that was movie. Like a psych thriller.
Yes, a psych thriller that had you like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right, y'all. That's it for this episode. Thank you for listening. I will see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye, bitch.